Let's bring in Russell Wilson, the Seahawks quarterback. Russ, good to talk to you again. What do you think of load management with the NBA with these stars?
With the NBA?
Yeah.
I think these guys, man, are extremely amazing athletes. I think they're some of the best athletes in the world. And, I think the travel, as much as they travel and as much as they play, I think, they definitely probably need some breaks. They shouldn't be playing every single minute, every single game, but when it gets down to the wire, I think that's, in the season, that's when they really want to shine and play the whole game.
But if you could take a week off late in the season in a game that didn't matter, would you do it if it meant it could help you in the postseason?
Not at all. When I play football, we only have 16 games. Every play, every game, every moment matters.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious with these guys, and I understand the load management there. I don't know if load management will creep into the NFL. Could you see a scenario where guys were taking games off? Just, look at the attrition in the sport. All these backup quarterbacks are playing now, and this is a position that we're going out of our way to try to protect.
Well, I think with football, there definitely are some tough injuries and everything else, but the reality is we only get 16 chances to do it. And I know there's talk about having a 17-game season and possibly having, every player set out one game, which I think is a terrible idea. I think that has nothing to do with really player health, safety, or anything like that. I think that's more has to do with, trying to get more games in. And, at the end of the day, the NFL is a business, but to make people sit out a game makes no sense when there's not enough games in the first place, if you do that. So I think the reality is that, for players, every week matters. In the NFL, every game matters. There's no bad teams, really. There's a lot of great players. Every team has great players. Every team has, people who can really make a lot of plays. So you'll see games where, how did that team win that game? And how did that team do that? And that's just because it's a battle every week.
I don't think you've missed a game, have you, in your career?
No, I've been fortunate not to. Been fortunate to play, every play pretty much. So I think that it's been a blessing just to take care of myself. And to be honest with you, I invest into the into my body and my mind and all that stuff, off the field, and in terms of, I have a whole performance team. I have a mental coach. I got a whole performance team in terms of, a physical therapist.
Wait. What's the mental coach do?
Yeah, so my guy's Trevor Moat. So I've been working with him for 10 years. So, it's been, we always talk about the mind, and we talk about, how really the mind's a muscle. It's something that we train our bodies. We work on our nutrition and everything else, but why don't we work on our mind and how we think, how we think about, crucial situations, how we think about ourselves, what we say to ourselves, how we prepare. So I've been working with Trevor Moat for over 10 years now. He worked with Nick Saban in Alabama for a long time. He worked with Florida State, now works with Georgia. He, worked with Michael Johnson, the Olympic gold medalist, several other teams, NBA teams, the Thunder, and everybody else. And so we've been best friends, business partners, and now we have a company actually called Limitless Minds, where we actually work with corporations and people around the world and top CEOs. So it's been a blessing to be able to do that. And so when you think about mental health and how guys think, you even think about just trying to be successful and play this game, for a long period of time, for 10, 20 years. You got to have your mind prepared. And even going in a season, every game, they'll write about you one day and they'll, positively, and the next day it'll be negative. So how do you stay sane? How do you stay focused on the mission? How do you got to have what it takes.
But is this about visualization, Russ?
It's about visualization. It's about language. It's about neutrality, not being too positive, not being too negative. We talk about that all the time, being neutral, and staying the course. And so, one of the things that, we always say, you don't have to be sick to get better. I think so many people wait to improve their mind and talk about the mind and, and everything else. And I think that one of the things is that, the reality is that mental health is a real thing. How do we improve our minds even when we, are on our highest moments, and how do we do that when we're on our lowest? And I think it's something that we don't talk about enough.
Are you more apt to call your mentalist after a win or after a loss?
We talk every week, no matter what. We almost talk
Okay.
every day. I was texting him this morning, so we talk all the time. But we've developed an amazing relationship. We've been best friends, like I said, for 10 years now, and so it's been a fun joyride. And
Does he do
a
group
lot of great things.
sessions, Russ, that I could bring him in and he could talk to the Danettes?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we could definitely do that. Like I said, we have a company called Limitless Minds where we're working with some of the top Fortune 500 companies and top CEOs and top people in the world, and then he, like I said, he works with some of the most premier athletes in the world. So we'd love to do that for sure.
What if Jimmy Garoppolo called you and said, "Hey, could I talk to your mentalist here to make me better?" Would you pass the?
Not this week. I tell him, hey, maybe next week. But he's busy. Sorry, he's busy.
We're talking to Russell Wilson, the Seahawks and the 49ers. How much game footage have you watched of that 49er defense?
Oh, man, I've watched a ton. I watch every game and just rewatch stuff. And you spend hours upon hours watching film. That's what you do.
But have you ever turned it off, though, because you just go, I can't watch any more of this? Like it's too defeating here. They look too good.
Yeah, they look really, really, really good. I mean, they're doing some amazing things on defense. Their defensive line's really special. They got, their linebackers have been playing well. It's a tough loss with Quan going out for them, but they got everybody else playing great. And then you think about their secondary and what they're doing, and then you got Sherm over there who's been playing great all season too as well. So they got a great defense, and both of the rookie, he's not playing like a rookie. He knows how to get to the quarterback and cause havoc and making plays. So it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna be a tough battle, and we're going to play our best football.
But you know what you can and can't do with Richard Sherman, right? As a former teammate, like you're.
There's not much you can do with Richard. He's as good as it gets. He's one of the best to ever do it. So, I've seen him do it for years. And on our team, and then he's doing it there for the 49ers. So,
do you think he'll talk to you? Do you think he'll talk to you during the game?
Richard would talk to me.
Yeah.
I think we'll see each other, before the game and stuff like that. But he's not. I think that we'll share a couple words here and there, just saying what's up, and then I'm pretty focused during the game. I don't say much. I'm pretty zoned in. So, I know he's an amazing player, and he'll do a little chattering. That's how he plays, and that's what makes him so good. He can stay focused and do his thing.
I mentioned this on Monday, I think, when we were going to have you on, and I said, you're having this unbelievable season, 22 touchdowns, 1 interception. I said, to the audience, how often do you think Russell Wilson ran in that game this past weekend against Tampa Bay? And when I said you had one run, and I think it was the fourth quarter for like 13 yards, I mean, you appear to be a running quarterback, but you're not a running quarterback. It's kind of selective running there. How would you describe your style?
Well, for me, I actually would rather sit in the pocket and throw from the pocket all day. And then, there's times where you get outside the pocket and you scramble a little bit and you become creative and everything else. And, our receivers do a great job. Our tight ends and running backs do a great job of getting open in those situations. And, that's where it gets real dangerous for the defense because, there's opportunities for us to make plays. But I think, for me, I'm not looking to run it. I'm really looking to throw it. And there's when everything's covered up or something like that, or if there's a time that I need to, where a lane opens up like that, then I may take off. But I'm not really looking to run. We got great running backs, and Chris Carson, he's been having an amazing year. Penny as well, and I'm really trying to give them the ball.
We had Earl Thomas on earlier this week, and I said, take me back to when you and Richard Sherman, after you beat New England in the regular season, where they both said, you mad, bro? And Earl just started laughing because we were so young. We didn't know what we were doing back then. When did you catch wind of that these guys are saying to Brady after they beat him, you mad, bro?
I think they said that, right at the end of the game. And
yeah.
I remember that was actually my rookie year. That was my rookie year. We actually beat New England, at home. We actually came from behind. It was a great game. And Sidney Rice caught an amazing, sweet catch at the end of the game for a touchdown. And I think that's just the emotions of the game. Emotions take you places, and you get fired up. And Tom Brady's, arguably the greatest of all time, in terms of this game. And I think that gets you fired up when you play a guy like that. So I'm sure that was just fired up emotions, that's for sure.
Do you think he's the greatest quarterback of all time?
Yeah, I mean, I base things off of wins and championships, so I would say yes. I think these, my few guys that I look at are, definitely Tom Brady. I think Drew Brees. I think there's other guys too, like obviously Joe Montana has been one of the guys who's won more championships and everything else. And I think when you think about Tom, all the championships he's won, so his numbers prove it, and Peyton Manning obviously as well. So those are some of the top guys in my opinion, and it's been an honor to actually play some of those guys. To play, Peyton, to play, Tom and Drew, and to, be on to share the same field with them has been a blessing.
Okay, would you rather be 4-0 in the Super Bowl, Joe Montana, or 6-3 in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady?
I'd rather be 6-3. More opportunities.
Okay.
And Super Bowl wins. I think that's. But both of them are good.
Last time, what's the biggest disagreement you ever had with Pete Carroll?
Ooh, man, interesting question. I think we usually see eye to eye. I think for us,
you ever yelled and then had to make up with one another and say, "Hey, I'm sorry," and "Hey, I'm sorry"?
No, we've never had that situation.
Oh, okay.
We're pretty cordial.
So, all right, because Pete seems like a fun-loving guy, but you're pretty intense there. But you're not the one who threw the football and broke his nose a couple of weeks ago, right?
No, that was Cody Barton.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
He felt that the next couple of weeks. Cody did. Cody actually sits next to me in the meetings, right to my left in the front row, and Cody was feeling bad for himself the whole next month. Essentially, he basically had to park all the way in the far corner. He didn't get any love for a good month.
Monday night at the Niners, it'll be the Seahawks against the Niners. That great defense there, and you get a chance to say hello to Bosa.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully I don't get to say hello too often.
Thank you, Russ. We appreciate your time as always, and good luck on Monday night.
It's always a pleasure, guys. Great talking to you. I'll see you soon. Go Hawks.
There you go. Go Hawks. We were concerned. Seton was going to have to throw in the Go Hawks there.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.